Spain knows its traditions. The pomp, the pageantry, the silence before history moves. But this time, something unexpected shattered that silence. A single announcement. A royal wedding, long whispered about, finally confirmed. Yet what no one predicted was how the world would respond. Not with quiet acceptance, not with polite applause, but with shockwaves, echoing from Madrid to London, from Copenhagen to New York. And behind the glittering headline lies a deeper truth, a story of love, power, and the crown's unrelenting weight. What is the world really saying about Princess Leonor's wedding announcement? That is the question Spain cannot ignore. Because when a future queen decides whom she will marry, it is never just about romance. It is about politics. It is about alliances. It is about the future of a nation's monarchy itself. And yet, within that storm of responsibility, there is a young woman, barely into adulthood, making a choice that will define the rest of her life. The reactions are louder, harsher, and more divided than anyone inside Zarzuela Palace imagined. From Madrid's bustling streets, one voice rises: pride. Pride that Spain's heir has chosen to embrace love in a way her ancestors rarely could. For centuries, royal unions were dictated by politics, cold marriages forged in ink, not in passion. But Leonor's announcement feels different. It feels raw, human. And to many Spaniards, that humanity is what makes her beloved. But the global stage is never forgiving. Across the United Kingdom, comparisons ignite. Some recall the fairy tale beginnings of Prince William and Catherine, others the turbulent echoes of Charles and Diana. British tabloids feast on speculation: will Leonor's story be one of triumph or tragedy? Every headline draws Spain further into the international spotlight, and every opinion feels like a verdict. In Denmark, whispers grow louder. Could this marriage reshape Europe's young royal alliances? Crown Prince Christian, once rumored as a possible match, has become an unspoken symbol of what might have been. Danish voices, though careful, carry tones of both relief and regret. Relief that their prince's path is clear. Regret that history did not bind two dynasties in matrimony. And in the United States, the story takes yet another turn. Here, monarchy is not governance, it is spectacle. American media paints Leonor as a living fairy tale, the kind of princess that only exists in children's books. Yet, beneath the glitter, sharp voices question: what does it mean for a modern young woman to step into a role defined by duty above all else? Some call it outdated, others call it inspiring, but no one can ignore it. What, then, is the truth? The truth is that Leonor's wedding is more than a personal celebration. It is a mirror reflecting Spain's identity, its hopes, and its future. And as with all mirrors, the reflection changes depending on where you stand. Inside the palace, the story is more intimate. Queen Letizia, fiercely protective, worries about the media storm engulfing her daughter. King Felipe, steady but burdened, knows the crown's weight will only grow heavier on Leonor's shoulders after this marriage. And then there is Infanta Sofia, the younger sister, who now faces her own identity in the shadow of Leonor's crown. How does it feel, being the one who supports but never leads? Their bond is strong, yet even between sisters, tension stirs when destiny divides their futures so sharply. But for all the tension, for all the criticism, for all the noise, one thing stands undeniable: Leonor's announcement has captured the world. Why? Because love, especially royal love, is not ordinary. It is magnified, dissected, celebrated, and doubted all at once. As the days unfold, curiosity grows. Where will the wedding be held? Will it echo the grandeur of Seville's cathedrals, or embrace the intimacy of Madrid's royal chapel? Who will be invited? Which royals will stand beside her, and which political leaders will use the occasion to send subtle messages of alliance or rivalry? And perhaps the most burning question of all: will this marriage mark a new era of monarchy, modern, human, and deeply emotional, or will it become another reminder of tradition's unyielding grip? The world waits. And as it waits, voices clash. Some celebrate Leonor as the queen who will bring the monarchy closer to the people. Others condemn her, calling the crown itself a relic, out of place in the 21st century. Yet, despite the noise, Spain stands still for a moment, caught between pride and apprehension. The announcement is no longer just news. It has become a global conversation. And within that conversation, Leonor herself remains calm. Her choice, firm. Her gaze, steady. A promise kept, not only to her people but to herself, that even as a future queen, she is still allowed to love. But what happens next? That is the question pulling every heart closer to this unfolding story. Because this wedding is not the ending, it is only the beginning. The beginning of Leonor's reign, her adulthood, her responsibility to Spain. The beginning of a marriage that will either strengthen or shake the monarchy. The beginning of a story the entire world will watch with rapt attention. And so, as bells prepare to ring and headlines continue to roar, one truth rises above the noise: the world is not just watching Princess Leonor's wedding. The world is judging it. Spain's crown, Spain's monarchy, and Spain's very future are all reflected in a single moment of love. The question remains, when the vows are spoken, will history see this as a triumph, or as a test Spain was never ready for? That answer lies not in the announcement, but in what comes after.